Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Jeanette Biro here. I'm a medium and a channeler. Welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards and see what's in store with a message from Spirit. How are you all doing? How was your weekend? I had an amazing bit of a week and weekend away in Tofino, BC. If you ever get to go, I'm a BC girl, but the energy in Tofino is just something else. It is just something else. So even if you are from BC, definitely head out to Tofino if you want to recharge in the giant energies, the giant trees, the giant energy of the ocean just crashing into shore, the vast beaches, the epic forests. It's just stunning. So anyways, I hope you feel that energy and I'm sending your way. This week I'm using the holographic tarot. Felt like we needed tarot this week. I was just instantly drawn to it. So there must be some kind of specificity in the messages this week. Very interesting. There was a big alignment we had on Saturday, the movement of the North Node, I believe. I definitely felt a huge energy on Saturday, huge, almost my body felt like it was vibrating on Saturday. I still felt that a bit on Sunday also. What else? Check out the podcast today. I posted a new podcast. It's about spirituality and mental health, so you definitely want to check that one out. It's a great one. A nice conversation with a beautiful soul, Dr. Amy Robbins, who is just an amazing person who's really bridging the gap that is found between spirituality and clinical mental health. It's amazing. So check it out. All right. Let's see what we have in the cards here. I'm just going to do a quick tune in. Okay. Spirit said, contain the rage. And they showed it to me like an animal in a cage. And that kind of caught me off guard because I'm like, well, what do you mean? And we might see or hear some very triggering things this week. And they're saying, contain the rage because it's not well placed. It does not mean, I'm not saying your anger is not a healthy thing to feel and express. Anger is part of our emotions, right? We can't ignore it. But the way they're showing it to me is this week is not a week to lash out. This week is not a week to kind of metaphorically bite or growl. It's a week to really recognize what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're understanding, and then turn inward, right? Which is why we see that cage. The cage is not to cage us in, but it's more of a metaphor to go within. Don't try and go out, go within. See, what are you feeling within? What can you transmute within? And I find that really interesting. And I was just asking them, I was like, is this something really ominous? And they're like, that depends on your perspective. So again, we come back to the main message of perspective this year is everything. This year will either empower you or it will agitate you. So there's an agitation energy this week. And you get to choose if it's going to empower you or agitate you, right? Are you going to turn inward or are you going to rebel against the bars you might feel like you're in? Okay. Very curious. Let's see what's in the cards. Oh, okay. One more. Very interesting. Okay, this is really interesting. So we have the World card. I'm going to show you all of these. The World card, the Page of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and then we have the Lovers card, okay? Now, I want to break this down because what this tells me, first of all, something is happening on the world scale, okay? This often can symbolize completions, and when we have the Ten of Swords as well, this is also a completion card, right? So the world has come full circle. The Ten of Swords, though, this card, one reader years ago I was watching and they said Ten of Swords means dead, done, and over with. And I think that's a great way to explain this because if you look at it, this person, they're stabbed with 10 swords. It's done, right? But they're looking towards the horizon, which can be like a spiritual awakening, their transformation into the higher realms, all of that. If we take that metaphorically, It means the hard stuff is over because it's already happened. There's something new on the horizon. So when I see this card with the completion card, but also the world card, this tells me something on the world scale is either being exposed or completed or something. But again, we're going to see it on the world scale. And so that makes sense to me with Spirit's kind of insight of like, hey, don't be agitated this week, because there's something coming to the surface, but it's being dealt with. And what I find really interesting with this Page of Swords is like a new way of seeing something or a new way of thinking about something, because swords is of the mind, right? So what this brings to the surface offers you an opportunity to kind of cut through the noise with that sword and see something in a new light. And in another deck I have, they show the sword placed on the ground between, kind of like acting as a bridge between two cliffs, and the person's walking over the sword. And the idea is that instead of using the sword to fight, they got creative and put the sword down so they could cross over to the other side, right? A new way of seeing something. The sword is not just a battle instrument, but it becomes a bridge. So something is coming to the surface on a world scale so that it can be completed and finished and exposed and snuffed out, kind of thing, so that we can see it and then we can do something different about it. We can change it. Now, if you want to take this in more of a personal way, this could be something in your life is coming to the surface for complete closure, like done chapter, like moving on. This can be a very good thing. I don't want you to think this is an ominous thing. If this is in your individual journey, you're having an epiphany this week, right? So really neat new energy. And then I really love that we have the Lovers. There we go. The Lovers card is not only divine relationships and such, but it also can be choice. The Lovers used to mean choice. What are you choosing? What is your perspective? Like Spirit says all the time, right? What perspective are you choosing? Are you choosing as agitation or are you choosing empowerment? So I think that is a big energy saying, what is your choice with these events coming up? Now, for some of you though, on a smaller scale, this could also be changes in relationship or new beginnings in relationship as well. However, I really want to say that might be a small percentage of you, and really this is about the perspective you're choosing. And when we have perspective being shown with a major arcana card, again, that speaks a little more to the worldly nature of it. Major arcanas represent the bigger collective. Minors represent our individual journeys. So I really do think there's something happening on the major side of things, like the world scale of things, something being exposed, something being released, completed, all of that kind of stuff. And you know what's very interesting? With these cards, it's interesting that on Wednesday in Cosmic Consciousness, I'm going to be talking about secret societies and their origins and how the power structure within that is changing as well, which is changing the way in which the earth is run over time. So it's going to be a really neat deep dive. Very interesting, the timing of these cards with the theme on Wednesday. So if you're curious about that, you can sign up at avalonspirit.com under Cosmic Consciousness. And with that, I'll leave that with all of you for now. So happy Monday, strong start to Monday. Stand in your power today. So important. And I don't mean that in a fear way. It's more in a like, know who you are and own it. Own it. So I hope you have a wonderful start to your week, and I will see you all tomorrow.